I can do this. All right, here we go, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. We are so happy that you took the time out of your busy week, busy schedule to sit with us. And we're going to keep it as brief as we can because we have some exciting information to bring to you tonight. My name's Liz Goring. For those of you that do not know me, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a personal trainer, I'm a wellness warrior. I battled with chronic Lyme disease for many years, and what's kind of brought me to this company. I'm an educator by trade, so for me to be able to hop on and share this information is where my heart really is. And that starts about 5 years ago already. I can't even believe it, Holly. We've been on here, and just the amount of people that we keep getting on these Zooms, it just keeps growing. And that just means we've got more people sharing, which is so, so exciting. So a little bit about myself and my journey. Like I said, 5 years ago, I was introduced to LifeVantage and the products because I was on a healing journey with chronic Lyme disease. I'm going to try to keep my story brief tonight, but if it's something that you ever want to hear more of, please do not hesitate to reach out and chat with me. 7 years ago, I hardly could get out of bed. I was so sick. And a couple of holistic doctors out in California started uncovering a lot of different co-infections I had. And they're the ones who referred me to a Lyme literate doctor. And after 18 years, 52 doctors, I finally had a diagnosis. So during all that period of time, that 18 years, I was in and out of doctor's offices with an array of different symptoms. I had a lot of neuro issues, everything from insomnia to anxiety, low energy. I had the MTHFR gene mutation, which actually puts me at a disadvantage for being able to detoxify to help get rid of the bad pathogens in my body. To make matters worse, I ended up transmitting to all three of my kids in utero. So to say we've been on this quest of trying to find our health again is an understatement. A good friend of mine is the one who approached me about LifeVantage and what activation was, and my ears perked up because the word oxidative stress, mitochondria support, all came into our conversation. And I just knew, based off everything I had done, that what I needed was healthy cells. And this is truly helping get to the root cause, reducing inflammation in our body to help heal the cells. So knowing Katrina, my old neighbor, and trusting in her and seeing that was backed by science, all these peer-reviewed studies, I jumped in as a customer. For about 3 months, I saw changes in myself and my kids that just gave me so much hope. People around me started seeing changes in myself. My husband even mentioned, after all those years of compromised health, like I finally feel like I'm getting Liz back again. So makes me a little choked up, to be honest. And the kids, it's one of those things you could just see. Even my oldest daughter, who struggled a lot with migraines, she had, there's no two people with Lyme that presents itself the same. And you could just see almost like a film come off her eyes, and her eyes just brighten. So the little things all added up, and people started seeing changes in ourselves and started asking questions. And I kept referring people to my friend Katrina, and she's like, Liz, seriously, you keep sharing this information. You should become part of the company. So that's when I jumped in. I'm not a salesperson. Like I said, I'm an educator. I'm a person that cares about other people. And I started my journey with LifeVantage and wanting to be able to bring this information to all of you. So I appreciate you guys all hopping on tonight. And I gave you a little nugget of my story. So if you ever want to chat, or if you know someone that's been struggling with Lyme, please don't hesitate to reach out to the person who invited you to this, and I would be more than happy to connect. I'm going to introduce, though, a dear friend now who I was introduced to 5 years ago when all this information was presented to me, Holly Tomet. And Holly, if you can kind of give a little wave over there. Holly is also from Ada, Michigan. I don't even know if I mentioned, I'm here in Grand Rapids area. And she's been a homeschool mom and a horse trainer for over 30 years. She's become very passionate about health and wellness for over 20 years. When she was pregnant with her daughter, Olivia, she really just took into mind about like thinking about all the things that she was putting in her body. And this opportunity to partner with this company came to her 6 years ago. And while it took her a while to jump on board, she has been passionately sharing this information for 5 years, for over 5 years now, and has become a top leader in our company. I am privileged to know her. If you know her, you are a very blessed person. And I'm just excited she's on here tonight to help share with you how to live your best life with health, financially, and for spiritual, from a spiritual standpoint. So Holly, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to hand it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz. You guys, I love that Liz offered to share more of her story. We're trying to keep it brief tonight. Like she said, we want to respect your time, but you really should get more of her story. If you're not in our wellness community on Facebook, please get an invite to the wellness community. Liz shares her story in there, and it is powerful. When she told me in the beginning that she passed Lyme to all 3 of her girls in utero, can you imagine as a mom, like, that's devastating. So to see them and to know them and watch them as athletes and how they're doing in school, and it's been amazing. So thank you, Liz, for hosting tonight. And thanks for letting me come and share this information. So like Liz said, I live here in Ada, Michigan. I'm a homeschool mom. I've been a coach and trainer for a long time. 30 years makes me sound really old. But love what I do. And I love what I get to do here in this space. This is not somewhere I thought I would see myself. But 6 years ago, I, like Liz, was introduced to the products and the science of activation by my very best friend since elementary school. Super skeptical, like a die-hard skeptic. Took me about a year. I wouldn't even look at ordering the product. I didn't think I needed anything. Had a whole cabinet full of supplements and just didn't think I needed one more thing, right? I hope you'll see tonight when I share with you what was shared with me, how this is different. That's going to be our whole point tonight. Okay. So it was life-changing for us. And again, we've now partnered with the company as well. Not something I saw myself doing, but it has been the biggest blessing the last 5.5 years to share this information. I will tell you that we have a world-class team of consultants who are out there spreading the word on this information that you're going to hear tonight. And one of those amazing people care enough about you to invite you here tonight to learn more. So we're super thankful that you're taking the time. We're usually trying to be in and out of this in 30 minutes or so. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be just a wee bit longer tonight because I made a promise to myself I wasn't going to hurry through this. I'm always trying to hurry through it, get in and out as fast as we can. So we're respecting everybody's time. But you guys, this is so important. And I want you to be able to marinate on some of this just a little bit. So just come in open-minded, sit back and listen in, and we'll get through this as fast as we can without it feeling so completely rushed. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And let's get you taking a look at this here. All right, do you see that, Liz? Does that work good? All right, perfect. Let me just change my view here. Awesome. Okay, so you guys, we're going to look at this thing Liz mentioned called activation. I didn't know what activation was, said I was a supplement queen. Anyone else like supplements? Like everybody takes supplements, and that was me. I had a ton of supplements in my home for our family, our whole family, from our naturopath, from our chiropractor, good quality supplements. I didn't understand how they were different than activation. We're going to go through that tonight. There's going to be 3 parts to tonight. I'm going to just briefly share. You've already heard a little bit of Liz's story. You heard a little bit of my story. We're going to go into the product story. Then we're going to go into the company story. Okay, so you got kind of 3 parts here. And hopefully that's going to walk you through both phases because we have people on here tonight strictly wanting to know about the product, the science, the studies. We're going to get that for you. We also have people on here tonight very well aware there's a business opportunity that comes with this amazing company. We're going to share that as well. All right, so just stick with us here. We'll try to get in and out as fast as we can. So let's go ahead and let's dive into this. All right, so Washington State University said this, you guys. The information we're going to share with you tonight, this is what they had to say about it. NRF2 is likely to be the most important health promoting approach in the foreseeable future, and it may become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. I want you to keep in mind, that's not our company. They were not endorsing us. They're not paid to say this is based on their own studies. Washington State University said that about the information you're going to hear about tonight. I told you a little bit of my story. This is my family right here. I want them to be healthy. I want them to be well and active and living their best life. So by me sharing this information, well, first it being shared with me, I was able to share with them. We are all on the products. Even the horse you see in the background, Woody, our horses are even activated because this applies to anyone and anything that breathes oxygen. You're going to learn more about that tonight, okay? But these people here, I love them. They're a big part of my why. from a health standpoint, but also from this business standpoint. There's no one in the world I want to spend more time with than these people right here. We're now grandparents. We have a grandbaby. My stepdaughter and her husband made us grandparents 8 months ago. I want to spend time with that grandbaby, right? We all want more time freedom. We all want better health. So this is what we're going to get to look at. Let's think about this a minute. Who do you know that's just not feeling their best? It could be you, could be family members, could be friends, but I can about guarantee that right now you're thinking of people, because it seems like everyone around us has some kind of issue that they are dealing with, even if they're doing the things right. I was doing so much right for the past 20 years. We were eating right, did a lot of organic food. We take care of the, reducing the toxic load in our home and the things that we use. And I was still aging way faster than I wanted to. I work out, I exercise, and in my 40s, I felt like I was way older than that. Why is that? Why are people feeling so bad? This is the why, you guys. This is what's so important to understand. We are being exposed to so many things right now in our environment that we weren't exposed to. Our grandparents weren't exposed to. Their parents and grandparents weren't exposed to. We are now exposed to over 80,000 toxins introduced just since the Industrial Revolution. 80,000 new toxins just since then. These come in the forms of heavy metals, pesticides, the pollution that we find in our air, our household cleaners, the things that we put on our body just from our cosmetics and body care products alone. The stress of life impacts our health. The EMF radiation coming from all the 5G towers, coming off of our devices, all of these things takes its toll on our health at the cellular level. I want you to think a little deeper. We're not talking about putting Band-Aids on symptoms. We're talking about going deep into the root of your body to your cells. All of these things, these toxins, this stress, cause this thing called oxidative stress in your body. Why do we care about this thing called oxidative stress? Well, anyone and anything that breathes oxygen, like I said, has oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is responsible, we now know this, for hundreds of health conditions. If you go to something called PubMed.gov, which is the National Library of Medicine, and you type in any disease or health issue that you can think of, type in oxidative stress and Parkinson's, oxidative stress and cancer, oxidative stress and migraine, simple things to really deep things, you're going to find a link to oxidative stress. I can promise you, you're going to find it. We now know this is the root cause. This is what causes aging. This is what causes most diseases and health issues. What happens is these free radicals in our body from all these toxins we're exposed to, these free radicals attack our cells, making our cells not function like they're intended to function. Think about it in your body. If you don't have healthy cells, you don't have healthy tissues. Without healthy tissues, you do not have healthy organs. And without healthy organs, we don't have healthy systems. Here's where disease creeps in. All right. So all those things you see on that chart right there, we now know are linked to oxidative stress, from blood pressure issues to cholesterol, things with your kidneys, things with your joints, all of it. So it makes a difference, the level of oxidative stress you have in your body. We want to bring that down. So check this out.
Kelly, do you have a flashlight or something? I didn't recognize the car out there. I thought Chase was gone and I turned on the I opened the garage door and the cat ran out.
Liz, are you able to catch
They're
that?
just staring at me.
Sorry, Hallie, I muted you.
There we go. I'm good. You hear me now?
Yep.
If you guys can mute yourselves when you come on, it's really helpful so you don't get any weird feedback or conversations. But check this out. You know what happens to an apple when you slice it, right? What happens to the exposed part of the apple? It turns brown. Guess what? That's oxidation. That's what's happening to our cells. It's exposed to the air, the oxidative stress, it attacks it, and it makes it dysfunctional. What does this look like? What does oxidative stress look like? Aches, pains, maybe you're sick more often than you like, fatigue, you just feel tired. You're like, why do I feel so tired all the time? You have brain fog, you have headaches, you feel older than you should. That's what I was experiencing. My recovery from workouts was so horrible. I'm like, why is it taking me so long to recover from a simple workout? I was just aging faster than I should have been. Now, here's the cool thing. Your body actually has a built-in arsenal to fight these free radicals. They know how to fight the bad guys, but it gets overwhelmed. Remember the amount of toxins we're now exposed to we weren't usually exposed to in the past? The body can't quite keep up with everything it's being attacked with. So we need to turn these processes back on. Here's how we do it. This is the exciting part. This is where our company comes in. We know that oxidative stress is unavoidable. We know that the toxins in our environment help to break down our cells in the ways that make them dysfunctional. How do we address it? We have the only product in the world proven to impact oxidative stress in any significant way at all. We actually are clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in just 30 days, you guys. 40% in just 30 days. So we significantly reduce that cellular stress through this NRF2 activation. NRF2 is simply the name of a pathway in your cells. It's a pathway that when it's activated, it produces these antioxidants, it produces these great enzymes that fight those free radicals. As we age or as we're exposed to extra stress in our environment, it just tends to dim. That production slows down. We need to go in there and turn it back on. And we now know that we can do that. So these awesome enzymes, these awesome antioxidants that your body actually produces, they can neutralize more than 1 million free radicals every second for the life of the enzymes. We're going to look a little bit more at that, a little closer in just a minute. We also help the body support its ability to repair and rejuvenate its own cells. Remember how important cell health is. We're going down to the very, very basics in our health. We have to address the cell for overall health. And Liz said with her diagnosis, she had a hard time with detoxification. Your body has detox pathways. It knows how to do that as well, but it gets messed up as we're getting older and we're exposed to all these things. We can turn those detox pathways back on. What's in it? How does this product do what it does? I love this part. You guys, can you believe that this amazing breakthrough product that holds 7 patents, 7 patents, is made up of 5 herbs? 5 herbs: milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric. That's what is the magic inside of this product. So if you take those products, that's awesome. Lots of people take turmeric. I drink my green tea every morning. All of those herbs are beneficial in their own way. However, none of them impact your oxidative stress in any significant way at all. And you can't just go buy these 5 herbs, be like, I got it covered, I'm taking these 5. Not quite the way it works. It's not that easy. It is the research and the science that found the perfect blend to create the synergy of these 5 herbs that activates this pathway within your body. 60 years of research, you guys, to find just the right synergistic blend to do this. So let's look at this direct antioxidants versus indirect. So we do want to eat well. You want to keep, remember, I was told all the time, drink your antioxidants, consume your antioxidants. Well, we still want to do that. We don't want to contribute to higher oxidative stress by eating a poor diet with fast food, junk food all the time. So we do want to be wise and choose good nutrition. But here's the thing when it comes to oxidative stress. Those direct antioxidants that we get from our food, one enzyme in those foods, in our nutrition, neutralizes 1 free radical. It's one and done. When you activate your body's own pathway with these indirect antioxidants that your body makes, these key enzymes your body already produces, it just needs to be turned back on. You guys, one of those enzymes neutralizes 1 million free radicals every second for the life of the enzyme. Why does that matter? Because you have trillions of free radicals in your body all the time. Trillions. 1-to-1 isn't going to cut it. We need to activate your body's own production again to make those awesome antioxidants that neutralize 1 million-to-1 every second. That's where the power is. Think of it being like a Dixie cup on a raging fire, right? Just trying to eat your nutrition to reduce your oxidative stress versus turning on your body's own sprinkler system. So much more effective. Check this out, though. This is just a simple comparison of what you would have to try to consume to even come close to what this does inside your body. How about like 500 cups of broccoli, 400 oranges, 110 cups of blueberries, or 120 vitamin C tablets? We just can't consume that much, you guys. It's just not possible. Look at the chart here on the right with this bottle of Protandim. The chart you're seeing, a friend of mine just said this, that red line you see, she calls it the red line of death. That's your increasing oxidative stress levels as we age. It's normal, you guys. It's the price of doing business on this planet. We breathe oxygen to sustain us. It's just a big old bummer that's also what's aging us. That's just the way that it works. Look at the blue line. This is after the introduction of Protandim. They took blood from several different aged people in this clinical test. And after just 30 days, I want you to listen to this. After 30 days, they could not tell the difference in the blood of an 80-year-old to a 20-year-old as far as oxidative stress levels went. Can you imagine being an 80-year-old and having the blood of a 20-year-old? That low of oxidative stress, that's amazing. So what we have our hands on is patented. It's all natural. I get so excited to share this information because nobody knows about this yet, you guys. We've been around long enough that the world should know, but we need to go spread the word. This is impacting lives in the most beautiful, positive way. This is the part that got me. All of those supplements I had, remember I was a supplement queen, all those supplements I had, not one of them had a study. It took me a while for this to figure this out. When we're supplementing things, we're kind of like just throwing supplements at symptoms all the time, right? Constantly putting new supplements to new symptoms and hoping that we get some results. But it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something's going to stick. And oftentimes, a lot of what we supplement, they're actually blocking absorption from some of those nutrients. So we can mess that up if we're not doing it right. There is a need for some good supplements, you guys. There are things our bodies are lacking, and you can help with a good supplement. But you have to go to the foundation first and address the health of your cells. Your body can't even absorb your supplements properly if your cells aren't healthy and able to do that. So that's why we're here looking at this root cause. Did you see some of the names that have done the studies? Harvard, American Heart Association, National Institute on Aging, LSU, OSU, WSU. All these amazing institutions have done their own peer-reviewed studies on this branded product. Not on the ingredients, not on the theories or the idea, but actually on this product. Why is that so relevant? Show me a supplement that you take that has any peer-reviewed studies on it. That's amazing how hard it is to get that. It's so difficult, especially on a natural product. People just don't want to go in and study natural products. The money's in big pharma. We know that, right? So to have a product that has 28 peer-reviewed studies published on the National Library of Medicine, that got my attention because nothing else I was taking had any kind of studies on it, let alone studies by these kinds of places. The American Heart Association, you guys, has never done a study on a natural product, let alone a peer-reviewed study, and they did it on ours. Remarkable. I'm going to dive into 3 studies, super brief and super quick, but if you're someone who loves the science, these are in our wellness community. If you're not part of it, just get an invite to that from the person who invited you, and you can check these studies out a little more at length. Our medical people love these studies. Our non-science people, right now your eyes are glazing over. You're like, oh my gosh, please don't talk about the studies too much. I'll be quick, I promise, but these are important. So the first one we're going to look at is the NIA. This is the National Institute on Aging. What they did was, starting in 1999, they began a study trying to find something that they could say was proven to extend life. I love that idea. They're working hard to find something that they could say is proven to extend life. In all the years of their study, since 1999, nothing, not one thing was proven to extend life until they brought in our Protandim NRF2. This awesome product made of 5 herbs, remember, 5 herbs, was the only thing in the NIA study proven to extend life, and did it by 7%. But it also showed that it could delay the onset of age-related disease and illness. That's pretty exciting. How about this study here in this MS journal? There's big pharma's trying to copy us. We're powerful, right? We don't claim to cure, treat, prevent, mitigate, or any of that. We're just reducing oxidative stress. What your body does with that reduction can be pretty remarkable, okay? So we know that MS is linked to oxidative stress. Big pharma is trying to create their own activation products. They had one they developed for MS. It targets just the genes responsible for this disease. Very expensive. We know that there's side effects. In their own study, in Big Pharma's own study, they brought in our Protandim NRF2. We outperformed them in their own study. Interestingly, Protandim, a dietary supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most suited as therapeutic strategy. We don't treat MS. We don't cure MS. This is in their study. This was their result. Pretty remarkable. We do have a friend, she's now partnered with the company. We do have a friend who has MS. She's been diagnosed with MS, and she was on this Big Pharma product. And she started activating her body, and her results have been amazing with no side effects. So I love that from my friends with MS, you guys. If someone has MS and there's a Big Pharma company that can help them have a better quality of life, I am not opposed to that in any way. But if someone's body can benefit from a product made of 5 herbs for $60 a month, I mean, I think that's a win. Last study we'll look at, if you're on a phone or a small screen, this is really hard to see. Again, you can see deeper in our wellness community if you want to take a closer look. What happened here is this medical journal, they took gene markers for 3 different illnesses. It was colon cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. Now, gene marker sounds a little bit high tech. Just think like your DNA, right? We know that your DNA can be predisposed to disease. What we now know is that your DNA, you're not just stuck with what you have. We now know that 95% of our genes, 95% of your genes can be tuned away from disease through nutrition, environment, lifestyle. And here we're learning what activation can do. So what happened in this study that they did was, in the first column, almost all the arrows are going up. That means they're going towards disease. So think your genes going towards disease. They introduced Protandim Nrf2, and then almost all the arrows flip the other way, going away from disease. We can reduce oxidative stress and awesome things can happen. We can benefit in great ways from that. I love this study because my best friend who shared this information with me when I was being so skeptical, this is part of what she was talking about that got me to change my mind and actually order the product. She said to me one day when I kept telling her I didn't need the product, I don't need the product. So I thought I felt good, you guys. I was running, exercising, eating right, doing all the things. I thought all this stuff, I was feeling tired, brain fog, body aches and pains, joint pain. I thought that was just me getting older. That was just normal. I was doing things right. She said to me, she said, my mom just died from cancer. She said, I'm okay not knowing what I never get. If I can do everything in my power to help my body tune its genes away from disease, why would I not do that? I had no argument for that. So I was all in, like, give me the product. We're going to be preventative. We're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to be as healthy as we can and live as best as we can. So this study had a big thing to do with what she was sharing with me. So we didn't stop there. That's about our Nrf2 product. That's our flagship product. That's where the science and the research came together to make this big discovery. But we didn't stop there. Now we know that we can put this activation technology into all different areas of our health. So check this out. We now have a catalog of products from the world's only activated skincare, world's only activated hair care. We have activation specifically for your brain and our Axio drink. We'll talk about that briefly in a second. We have activation for our pets, dogs and cats. Our horses are activated. They're athletes, right? I want them to feel and perform their best. So they're activated. We have micronutrients. We have products for gut health and immune health. Check this out. Once we knew we could activate that Nrf2 pathway, they went to work and realized they could activate more pathways in the body naturally with herbs, with these synergistic blends of these herbs. And these 3 activators are powerful on their own. But when they combine them, they realize there's a synergistic impact, so much so that that gene tuning we talked about, tuning our genes away from disease, positive gene expression, this bundled together, these 3 activators proved to be so significant and impactful. They now have a patent on this bundle. The 3 of these are called the Tri-Synergizer. The gene expression in the positive way we want it was impacted so much, exponentially more in the way we want it to go, that they ended up getting a patent. You guys, it is so hard to get patents on something natural. It's almost unheard of. We had a patent lawyer tell us there's no way you have patents on a natural product. We're like, yeah, we do. Go look it up. And they did. They're like, oh my gosh, you have patents on something made of herbs. It's like unheard of. So we're going to look at just 2 things really briefly here before we start to wrap this up. This is our Axio. I'm sharing this with you because it's a favorite. Everybody loves Axio. If you're a coffee drinker throughout the day, if you find yourself reaching for any energy drinks or things to boost your mood or your energy levels, we got you covered with something super, super healthy. Okay, this Axio drink enhances the neurotransmitter function in your brain. It helps us handle stress better. It increases our positive mood, gets rid of that brain fog and that mental fatigue. And I love that it's super clean. Did I mention I'm a label reader? I'm a label reader. Like, it's important to me what is in the things that we are consuming. And I love this is free from all the junk. It's full of the good stuff that we want. And it's activation for your brain. Comes in a regular formula, also comes in a caffeine free if someone's very sensitive, doesn't want the caffeine. But you guys, look at the handwriting from this young boy. He had some attention issues. He was working with a doctor. This doctor noticed this improvement in a week. The doctor's like, what are you doing with this kid? He'd been seeing this kid for a while. And the parents are like, well, we learned about this thing called activation. He's like, okay, you got to tell me more about this. This doctor is now one of the biggest partners with our company from what he saw in this little boy. So if you have someone that deals with concentration issues or brain fog or mental fatigue, and this is something that, especially paired to the NRF2, is very, very impactful. We love our Axio. Liz, I know her family, it's like, they're like Axio addicts in their family, and so are we, if I'm being honest. Last thing we'll look at is this, you guys, is collagen. I'm like, oh my gosh, why are we talking about collagen? I'm not a collagen girl. I've never taken collagen in my life. In fact, when they announced that we were going to produce a collagen product, I was so angry because I'm like, why would we offer something that everyone in the world has? You can go to your gas station and get collagen, right? I didn't understand the importance of collagen. I didn't understand how this one was different. But let's take a look at this. First of all, I did not know that collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It literally holds everything together. It's important for your brain, your eyes, your lungs, all the organs in your body. And then yes, your hair, your skin, your nails as well. It is vital for survival that we have proper collagen in the structure in our body. So why is this different? Most collagens, well, not most, all the collagens out there right now, they're a supplemental collagen. They're trying to replace what you've lost and what you're losing. Some of them do a better job than others. We know that. You get what you pay for, right? But here's the difference with ours. Remember, we're an activation company. That's in all of our products is the activation piece. We actually go in and turn your collagen production back on. And remember, just like your antioxidants, what you make is far more powerful than what we take. So taking something in can only do so much. Your body knows what to do. We have to give it the tools to do what it was designed to do. So this collagen activates your body's own collagen production again. It helps to replenish what's been lost. That's a supplemental piece that we want. But it also maintains your collagen supply by minimizing that existing, like the breakdown that happens. We have that slow down. We tell the body, slow down, degradation of your collagen supply. We need that stuff. So you're keeping what you have, you're replenishing what's lost, and you're activating more to be made. Check out this clinical trial results here. Those are some great numbers, right? 100% in collagen density increased. Look at this 202% of the blood catalase. If you don't know what blood catalase is, I encourage you just go do a quick Google search. I don't usually recommend Google because Google sucks, honestly. But it can give you some good information, basic information on blood catalase. It is vital for health. You drink our collagen, you're increasing blood catalase by 202%. It's vastly important for our overall health, and this product does it. So I love that. The 22% reduction in crow's feet, I always thought that was kind of a small number. Is that a big deal? Although it helped mine a ton. We shared this information with someone who owns a med spa, and she saw that 22%, and she was like, oh my gosh. She goes, do you realize that's what Botox does? So injections of Botox, they're trying to get this 22% reduction. We do it naturally. An amazing, great tasting product. So again, label reader, what's not in it? No added sugar, no artificial sweeteners, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, all the junk you don't want is not in there, but you got to see the pictures. You won't even believe the pictures. These are real people. We know these people, but they are remarkable. These pictures, you guys, the success of these products, what we were able to see in people, launched this company to another dimension. They projected $12 million in collagen sales their first year. They did almost 40 million in the first year in collagen alone. And these pictures are a lot of the reason why. This is Betty.
Wow.
Betty's transformation is just remarkable, right? Betty's like a spokesperson practically. She's like a poster child. You see Betty anywhere, like we see her in the airport in San Antonio when we're traveling. We're like, Betty, you got to get her picture taken with us. Come over here. Because she's, I mean, look at that, you guys. You know what that would cost to go have that kind of work done in like a surgeon's office? Betty's pretty darn happy. This is my husband. I said, these are real people. These are people that we know. This is my husband, 6 months. He's a farmer. He's a firefighter. He's a builder. He's always outside. He's never used a skincare product in his life until I partnered with this company. But he took the collagen because he knew it was beneficial to his health. The first picture is in June of 2022. And the next picture is 6 months later in January of 2023. We took the first picture just because I had my own photos, so I knew what it did for me. I'm like, well, let's just take a picture before you start. We never did another photo. 6 months later, sitting at the dinner table, my husband says to me, he's like, I think that collagen's doing something for the wrinkles on my face. I'm like, well, I think you look great. Let's take a picture. And we did. I pulled out the old one. I found it. We put those side by side. We were like, oh my goodness. So he gets a lot of attention at corporate events too. People coming up and saying all the time, dude, you've helped me to sell so much collagen. Your pictures are amazing. So, and he's a very shy, kind of quiet guy. So I love that he kind of gets that little bit of attention, and it embarrasses him a little bit, but it's okay. He's got a good sense of humor. Here's the really cool part. These two products, remember the synergy of the 3 activators together? We know these products work well together. The company did not expect this though. They knew what the collagen did. They knew what the Protandim Nrf2 did. We had the studies to prove it. But when customers were taking these products together, the benefits that they were seeing and experiencing and they were reporting went beyond anything the science team could have even thought of. So they went back in, they did more studies on the cells in the body to figure this out. And you guys, what they found was this. They studied these fibroblast cells in your body. This duo together, this collagen and Nrf2 together, are huge proponents to help fight your inflammation in your body and reduce your oxidative stress. We know Protandim Nrf2 already does that, but the collagen has a piece in it as well. And what it does, it's so cool. There's an hour-long video for you science nerds out there like myself. Listen to the doctors explain this study. But in a nutshell, it reduces this unnecessary signaling that keeps your cells in like this fight or flight response that causes stress. That stress causes inflammation. This duo reduces that unnecessary signaling. It helps your cells recover from stress and restore them to their optimal function. They have a calming effect in your cells, so they're no longer in that fight or flight, hence the big reduction in inflammation. This duo, again, because of those studies, they now have a patent pending on this duo. Natural products, you guys, with more patents pending. That's pretty exciting. So last part here as we get ready to close this out. For those of you that were waiting for the business side of this, I'm going to give you just a little bit of history real quick. Okay. So stay with me a second. We are a business. We're a company. There's a business opportunity that comes with this. Proper disclosures. The business works if you do. This is not one of those like get rich quick things. It's not like it's a business. You've got to tend to your business. You got to work your business. You have to be intentional with your business. All right. I promise you, if you do it, it works. A little bit about our company, the company story now. We're headquartered in the United States in Utah. I love this part. We're debt-free. We have $17 million cash on hand. I'm a huge Dave Ramsey fan. My family's Dave Ramsey. We're a debt-free family. We worked really hard to get there. This is important to me. If I'm going to partner with a company, I want to know they're stable. I love that we're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, and I love that we are debt-free with cash on hand. We are financially responsible and stable. Our board of directors is incredible. The experience there is very, very, builds a lot of confidence in me as a business partner, right? Erin Brockovich actually sits on our board of directors. If you're someone who knows who Erin Brockovich is, standards are very high, who she partners with. She's very picky, and she saw what we're about. She looked at our studies and our products, and she partnered with us on our board of directors. So we're honored to have her be part of this. A little bit more about us. If you haven't seen the ABC Primetime Investigative Report, please, whoever invited you, please get your hands on this. This is a very important video. It's old. It's a little nerdy because it's so old, but the information is very, very important. All right. So it's a short clip. If you haven't seen it, make sure you get it. Gives you a little bit of history. When this product came out, it sat on store shelves. The discovery was made, it was bottled, it was put together, it was marketed in like health food stores. You just heard me spend the last however many minutes explaining what we do. Do you think store clerks could do that? Nobody could do that. It was so far ahead of its time. It still is so far ahead of its time that the company almost went under. Even though ABC Primetime did an investigative report, that was the most positive report that could ever be done. Millions of people saw this ABC News report. Millions of people wanted their hands on the product. So for a second, it was flying off the shelves. But there was no part 2. There was no part 3. There was no recap. It was a one and done report. The company almost went under. People forgot. Nobody was out there buying the product because nobody was telling the story. So in 2009, they put it in direct sales in the hands of people like myself and Liz and our world-class team out there sharing the information with people. And I love they did that because you guys, now we're in over 20 countries. We're almost a $250 million company. We have patents. We're in a space that nobody else is. We're not like a jewelry company or a makeup company or a supplement company with 5,000 competitors. We are in a space that we created all by ourselves with patents and almost zero competition. People are trying to copy us. They should. It's pretty remarkable. But you know what happens when you're first? First usually stays best. What do you grab when you go to blow your nose? You grab a Kleenex, right? Is there always a Kleenex brand? No, but Kleenex is the biggest and the first. It's Kleenex. What do you do? When you have a cut, you put something in your hand. It's a Band-Aid. We buy knockoff brands all the time. You still call it a Band-Aid. Go grab me a Band-Aid from the cupboard, right? First. That's what remembers. People remember that. We are first. We are the activation company. So I love that. We rang the closing bell twice in the NASDAQ. That's a pretty big honor for a wellness company to be invited by the NASDAQ to go ring the closing bell. We've done it twice already, so that's super cool. So as a publicly traded company, I get to share this with you. Everything is out there, everything, the accountability is there. They have to report to us, right? How they're doing as far as the business goes. So I get to share with you what the average consultant makes. So, take a look at this. If you're looking at this from a business standpoint, or maybe you're not, maybe you're like, the business doesn't interest me at all. I'm good. I love that. The truth is right now, the economy sucks. The economy is terrible. If you are doing well, God bless you. But I bet you know someone who would give anything for an extra $500 a month or an extra $1,000 a month. You know a mom that wants to be home with her kids. You know a dad that wants to be able to work less and spend more time with his family, right? You know a family whose marriage is struggling because the financial stress is so high. You guys, we have solutions for that. We get to work this business from our phone. Families get to come back together. I'm retired. I get to go coach my daughter personally at horse shows now. I'm no longer going every single weekend away to horse shows to coach 15 other kids. I get to be here and coach my own daughter. That is a blessing. Like, that gets me choked up. I get to be that mom I want to be, helping her at horse shows and spending this time with her. We get our time back. We can do that. So I ask people, what would it take for it to be worth your while to put some time into a business like this? Is it $500 a month? That can be life-changing for a household. Maybe you need more than that. Maybe you need a full-time income or a part-time income replaced. You can do that here too. There's no ceiling. There's no cap. You decide how much you're going to put in. You decide how big of a business you want. Because I'm a homeschool mom and a horse trainer. I've never done this before. I'm at the executive level. This is a six-figure income for me, you guys. I am earning a six-figure income doing a business I started 5.5 years ago, having never done it before. Now I take this serious. I work hard because I love this. I'm so passionate about it. Some people do a little bit. They just want a little bit. That's okay. You get to decide because you're your own boss. There's nobody telling you what you're worth, if you get a raise or not, where you can climb, how far you can go. Corporate America does that. Corporate America has a ceiling. Are you going to out-earn the president of the company? No. Are you going to out-earn your manager? No. There's no ceiling here. Your business, you get to decide. So I love what we can provide here for people. You might see this information and be like, okay, I'm ready to be a customer. Awesome. Let's get these products in your body and get them working. And maybe you know someone else would like to benefit. You can purchase a one-time deal with a retail price. You can go on subscription and get a savings there and earn monthly rewards. If you're looking at the business side, maybe you want to learn more. There's a $50 annual fee to be a consultant. Beyond that, you get everything at your fingertips, from the apps to the website and all the resources and the support that you need. Obviously, we earn commission. The company pays us to share. We get to travel. I just came back from a trip that we earned to Punta Cana with a lot of people on our team. That was amazing. So I love that it works from our phone. I'm not a techie person. The fact that I can run a Zoom is remarkable. So we just tell you this. Think about the information you heard. Let the person who invited you know one thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're interested in products, 10 being you're interested in products, and maybe it's more about the business. Let them know where you're at. We take this seriously. We want to do this business right. We don't want to nag you. We don't want to bother you. If you can just give an honest number about where you're at based on the information that you heard, that helps them know how to follow up with you. And that means a lot to us. It means a lot you took time tonight to just listen in and learn a little bit more. You might know someone else who wants to learn. You can invite them to the next event, right? So we appreciate you. Thank you, Liz, for hosting. Thank you guys for hopping on and learning tonight. How did we do on time? It wasn't terrible. It was a little bit over, but I hope it was worth your time tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks,
See you
Sally.
guys.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.